Hey everybody, this is AK. It's been a while since my last video. Things get in the way, life gets in the way and whatnot. This video is going to be with Marco down in Corpus Christi, a good friend of mine. He's in the Navy. When you have two vets that are pretty much on the same level, friendship takes on a whole different meaning. With this, my actual message behind this video, even though there's going to be a lot of shit talking, a lot of being idiots, is get out there and communicate, get out there and do something. And I know I'm the worst. I'd rather ride by myself, but you just got to realize and understand that's part of the PTSD, and you got to push through that. A lot of things that we do with post-traumatic stress syndrome, it's traits that you got to push through. It's the only way I feel you can get better. There's only so much medication you can take. This is once again freaking Marco, Corpus Christi. Freaking love that place. Love you, dude. Freaking hope all is well, man. Expect a phone call from me or a freaking dirty text anytime soon. Once again, this is AK. Freaking ride safe, stay safe. Out.
Still pushing it.
Hey everybody, this is AK. I'm still at Corpus Christi Harley-Davidson. I have Marco with me. He's one of the team members. Love giving this guy shit. And he's just pretty cool fella. Just kind of the little things in his ears and a little beard, and just really cute. It's kind of sexy. He's a veteran. What were you in the Navy?
I was in the U.S. Navy for 7 years. Okay. Joined in 2006. Got out officially in 2013.
Okay.
It was a Master at Arms, which is military police. For those of you guys that don't know, yes, everyone hated me. And yes, I also still tried to make friends for whatever reason. But yeah, good times, man. Went to Iraq, had a little bit of fun there, and yeah.
That must have been strange being on land during the time of war.
It's actually one of those really funny things. I joined the Navy so that I could see the world, and everyone tells me you're going to get stationed on a ship, things like that. 7 years, never once got stationed on a ship.
Whoa!
Yeah,
okay. Cool.
Never once. So the only boat that I was ever on and was the USS Neversail.
Uh-huh.
So
I have a corpsman buddy. He was spent his whole time pretty much on Lejeune, and then he had to do like blue side, so they sent him to the hospital. But he was with infantry units the whole time, and then he got picked, or I guess he qualified for the what is it called, independent corpsman program. So they kicked him off to San Diego. He did that, and then when I was contracting on Al Assad, I saw a bunch of SEALs, and I was making fun of them because their camouflage, the camo pattern was our original desert cans.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what is the SEAL wearing a Marine uniform? And then I looked at this guy, and I was like, oh shit, it's Doc Rich. And then went up there and I was like, motherfucker, who you fucking, we called him coattails because he jumped on everybody's coattail. And I was like, did you go to Bud's? He's like, no, I'm an independent corpsman. I'm just kind of hang out with him. And he's all decked out, fucking SEAL style. I was like, psh. He says, all we do is ride in freaking up armored vehicles and just support the Iraqi special forces. I don't know how special it was, but
I mean, I don't know if that's a good job. Like, they're all trained killers. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'd love to be protected by those guys and whatnot, but I wouldn't necessarily be wanting to stand right next to them.
Well, they're all in their little freaking vehicles, so it's like a convoy style. So
I still don't want to be standing next to somebody getting shot.
It's your armored vehicle. Still. Okay, getting back to it.
Yeah, getting back to it, yeah.
All right, so my big question is, like I told you before, like I had an NCO when I was a private. He told me, he says, no matter what your leadership looks like or how it is or how it acts, take individual pieces that gleaned from them and develop your leadership. So I'm always thinking about all the vets that come through my life. And my main goal is to meet one new vet a day. Because there for a while I was just really negative, had a bad spin out, and I was just hateful. I was looking for fights. And now I'd rather laugh. It's way cooler. So when I see you, I think about you and think about Corpus because it is my second home. I just love this place. I don't know why. It's kind of made of water. I don't know. But I got one thing to ask you. So what do you do, hobbies, cooking, whatever, to help you digress your day? Or not really digress, but kind of just slow down the pace, slow your mind a little bit.
And there's definitely a little bit of everything that I try and do. I mean, you can't just rely on one thing, because one thing's definitely gonna eventually get old. You know, no matter what it is, no matter how much of a passion you have for it, you're gonna have to mix in some other things. For me, you know, I love to ride my bike. You know, but there's also other things as well that I like to do just to kind of unwind. Play video games. I don't really drink anymore. I used to heavily, but I've learned now, because I was in a dark path myself, and I know a lot of veterans kind of end up going there. Not just veterans, people every day. Mm-hmm. They go through their dark paths, and they tend to start pushing people away to make that final thought just a little bit easier, I guess. And I know I was right there myself, pushing people away so that I didn't have to think about them when the time came. And you know, I've noticed now that the more people that I talk to, the more people that I try and surround myself with, and try and take interest in other people's activities as well as my own, and finding other liked interests and whatnot, is invaluable. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you know, things that, you know, a few things that I do, of course, play video games, ride my bike are two of the biggest things that I do. Mm-hmm. But there's also other things as well, just going out. I like to golf, go bowling, just hanging out with friends, watching movies, whatever the case may be, just something to occupy your time. Yeah. You know, yeah, and that's kind of where I kind of put my faith in.
Definitely. You know, like it's every day is a struggle. So I take everything day by day. I like to look to the future, but you know, just kind of like, you know.
I'm the same way, but tomorrow's never guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the day that you have today. Tomorrow comes, enjoy it then as well.
Mm-hmm. And then what you just said just now, I don't know how many other veterans have said that, and like I really believe that PTSD, everybody gets it however they get it for different paths, but the PTSD is a template where it's like, you know, depression, you know, separation, anger, you know, all ruined marriages, and like all that is exactly the same. And like when I talk, especially like when I did this like 4 or 5 years ago in Texas, it's like I'm talking to vets, and I'm like, man, it's me. It's until one day I was talking to a guy, Mr. Newman, Vietnam vet, and he was in the office and he was talking to me. We had a gentleman that was an Air Force, Vietnam Air veteran, and he kind of like, they were talking, and like the gentleman never seen combat, but that guy did. And then he looked at me, and like my office, I had my Spartan helmet and my freaking Mitch helmet. And he says, "What do you know about that, boy?" And I said, "I know I used to wear both, and now I'm at ease. But if I still need to get that Spartan and go stab something, I still can." And so we started talking, and as we were talking, he was just looking at the door. He was kind of like, you know, a few words, looking at the door. And as I was talking to him, I was like, man, I do that. Not at that level. I was like, I need to do something to keep from turning into that gentleman, Mr. Newman. I mean, I don't have anything against him, nice gentleman, but he just had those ticks that he just, I guess he kept relying on and developed, where it was like when the teacher shoot, you know, shoot, move, shoot, just kind of.
Yeah.
So yeah, so just a lot of things we do, we don't know, and we finally digest it and understand it, and then you say pretty much the same thing as the other 10 vets, but you all individually found it out yourselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we have to have a come to Jesus right after the drinking phase and the anger phase.
Yeah, some along
understanding, like, oh man.
Yeah. You know, definitely the people that I held closest to me definitely helped. My bosses, Trent, Jason, phenomenal bosses. Definitely the best bosses that I've ever had. They urged me to seek out help, and thank God I did, because I was probably pretty close to doing something I shouldn't have done. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, Jay's. So like when they hired me, I don't know if I ever told you the story where I was moving bikes, and this one guy, you know, it's like still new, and back then we're on freaking HD net, where we had online school, university, mm-hmm. and like they didn't tell me which one to do, so I did them all. And then Neil, one of the owners of Calculated Risk, he gave me a pen, He says, we never had anybody do all the tests. I mean, I was like, I didn't know which ones. I just did them all.
I thought they were GMTs. I think you were supposed to do them all every year.
I mean, the new models, they're kind of the same, so it's a little bit easier.
General military training. You're supposed to do them. It's just like 13, 14 of them. You got to do every single year, right?
And then one of the rides said, hey, go to that guy and tell him to start moving bikes. I guess he had a DUI, I'm not really sure. So he couldn't ride a bike, but he could push a bike. And then I told him, I was like, hey, they told me to get you, let you know. I don't care if you do it or not, you're a grown-ass man. Right? And then I turned around, and then he's like, I remember him saying, who the fuck do you think you are? And I just kept walking. And then at the other dealership that we all started at, the sales floor was a lot smaller than what it is. And all the bikes were in an oval. And all the diners were lined up. And I went all the way to the diners, and I was moving the diners, because we had a couple of employees that dropped lights. So they told you, from now on, to sit on it, by the numbers. And with the older diners, you have to kick back a little bit farther from the kickstand. I don't remember engaging that, but I did. He walked up to me, and I think what he did, he swung his head like this, and I kicked the kickstand out, jumped off the bike, and I lunged him. But the handlebars, because the bikes were so close, they stopped me. I looked down, and I did like a J-hook. I had a really good friend that's over in DFW, Fabio. He was an Army engineer. He grabs me by my shoulders and throws me out the front door. Both of us go out there. I remember seeing the one of the owners, Neil, just coming through on these numbers. Oh my gosh! And Don was in the office working the deal, and his eyes just got big. And then he went back to work, and I couldn't believe how fast that got me from 0 to 60, from sitting on the bike not doing anything to punching through. So it's like, and then I was like, man, that's not good.
Yeah, little things tend to set you off that way. I mean, it could be anything, and nobody really knows what it is. You might not even know what it is until it comes across your way, and it just triggers you for whatever reason. So
yeah, and then Jay, Neil, everybody, they had me dead the right stuff. Hostile work environment, all this. But they said, well, he does work good with vets, and I had a knack with talking with vets, bullshit more than anything. But they all see, vets running after, freaking customers, and then I'm up here like, hey, get over here, and hugging people, and then they say, wait, what is he doing that those guys are not doing? It's like, let's see what we can do with this guy. Let's see what this, which actually was paid therapy in a way.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely worked out well for you. I mean, you get to do what you love every single day. I mean, talk about a coping mechanism.
I do a lot of coping.
It's like, woo! That's the best one, man. Being able to help other people. So
yeah, definitely. That's what I try to do. Well, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
All right, cool. Thank you. Cool. All right.